super amped for today's vid because A, I think it's gonna provide a lot of value to you, but B, like, I just really need this information that I'm about to get.
Hey, my name is Brandon. I have a YouTube channel called This is Tech Today, and during the course of starting my YouTube channel a little under 2 years ago, I got really interested in all the analytics and how to work with the algorithms. So I've moved into a bit of consulting with my media company called Rice Bowl Media, and I'm here with Cody Wenner.
Dude, thank you so much for being here and doing this with me. I'm seriously very excited because when should I post? And you tweeted immediately back and you're like, yeah, it's different for everybody. There's not one right time. Look at your analytics. And I was like, I just want you to look at my analytics and tell me. So I should say very quickly, this will hopefully help you figure out how to do this. But if it doesn't, Brandon is a consultant. Like, you can hire him to do this for you on your channel, and there'll be a link to that in the description of this video. So let's get this thing. All right.
Choosing a time has a bunch of different factors that are in play. There are best practices and things like that and philosophies that you can follow, but one of the best things to look at is your analytics, and that can tell you a lot. And one of the biggest tips I can give to you is to test out things a lot. You have to constantly adapt. So as Gary Vee would say, just enjoy the process and have fun learning.
It's about iteration. Like, I would have needed to try something to be able to figure out what is the right thing, right? So yeah, I'm totally with you, dude.
One of the big things about picking a time is you kind of have to test out something over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. The benefit that I have because I've posted a video at the same time every single time is I can actually see how the algorithm processes the data and then when it places a bet. The algorithm is actually gathering that data of how well your video is performing in that time, and if it performs well enough and it knows who to serve it to, it'll place a bet and serve it to even more people.
Right.
And so you can start seeing trends and patterns. So for me, it's super predictable if you pick a time. So what I would suggest is make a guess, say like, hey, this is what I want to try to do. Mm-hmm. And then for the next like week or two, just post during that time and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then try another time and see if that works out.
Dope. Is there a way that we can look at maybe one of the times that the algorithm placed a bet on one of mine and how it worked? Or like, what do you want to look at next? What would be the next helpful thing?
Let's go to real time.
Real time.
This is my favorite page in the world.
Cool.
This one and then the beta version, they show different things. For the beta version, it'll show you the source of where your views are coming from. Mm-hmm. And there's a little trick there that we can look at later on.
Okay.
But if you, so I'm guessing the last spike that's in the very middle, that was when you last posted a video.
To the left. This one, okay.
In the
7 p.m. Yeah, was when I posted my video yesterday.
Okay, and then to the very far left, is that when you posted a video, or is that just like some idle views? Do you know if that's when you posted a video? Oh, it looks like it did. Christmas with the, yeah, okay, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
So what I would look at is actually, there's like two little bumps in the middle between each and every video.
Yeah.
So it's what, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.? Okay, what's the one in the second half? 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So there might be something to posting around that time because what's happening is the algorithm is naturally serving your content during that time.
Okay.
We have to remember that Google is gathering tons of data. It's probably better at figuring out the time to serve that video than we are. So it's good to kind of go along with the flow a bit. So it's like, oh, people in this demographic that I know watch Cody's content watch around this time. So I'll start serving it more around this time. And then also it can be indicative of people actually just checking your channel at that time. So maybe in the morning.
So 9 a.m. for me would be 6 a.m. for you. So that must be actually, an East Coast
that makes
bump,
sense.
Right?
Honestly, like what I've noticed in even my own content is around 5 or 6 a.m. is when it starts to place bets and pick up.
Huh.
So that's kind of when the East Coast is waking up and everything, and then you get the whole like compounding nature of the rest of the country waking up. So that's why I like early in the morning.
Okay, so 9 a.m., even though it's 6 a.m. in California, it still seems like on my channel, it would be good to go for 9 a.m.
Yeah, at least test it for maybe a week or two.
That's so interesting because I used to be daily encouraging the doers 9 a.m. EST. You know what I mean? Like that's what It used to say that in my channel header. That's really crazy to me.
And what may be interesting to try out is actually speaking to them as if they're waking up in the morning. Because you're setting a lot of expectations. And like, who wouldn't want to wake up and have Cody saying, hey, good morning? You know?
Right.
Let's go over to the beta version.
Okay.
This box right here is super helpful because it'll show you how your video is performing in comparison to other videos.
Right, this one.
So if you just hover over the 2 of the last 10 videos by views, it'll show you how it compares. And so there's a thing with the algorithm in regards to momentum. So if you are performing better than most of your videos or even better than all the other ones, it's going to like place more bets on you. So it's very interesting. But go to video analytics. It's a link right below.
Video analytics. So this is on the video that I just uploaded like an hour ago.
So if you scroll down a little bit, so first of all, it's showing you typical performance. It's better than others, probably because that title is pretty enticing.
Got you the thumb, didn't I? Come on.
Yeah, I know. So one of the best things is seeing that browse features is the #1 traffic source. What that means is that you are on the front page. That means that people who have subscribed to you will see it, but also new people who have not seen your content before are starting to see your video. One of the biggest tips I could give to you though has to do with the actual time that you post your video, and I mean by the minute. We all know how the notifications are just kind of a pain in the butt. They don't go out, things like that. Well, everyone's scheduling and posting their content on the hour or on the 15-minute mark. And it kind of clogs up those notifications. So one thing you could do is post your video at an odd minute. So I would actually post it at like 3 or 7 minutes into the hour or something like that, because you're not fighting and competing with everyone.
Little hack there. Come on, that was rad.
If you look at the 48-hour analytics, you can actually see once the algorithm places a bet on your video. Essentially, if you follow through on your end, like it has a good click-through rate, it has good retention and things like that, and it's gathered that information, it'll place a bet on you, and then it'll serve it to more people. So for me, after 19 hours, I see a bet. It's like every single time. It's so predictable. And so I think that might be the case with a lot of people. It's at that 19 to 20 hour mark. But if you don't follow through on your end, like maybe there's not a lot of watch retention, a really low click-through rate, then it'll just fizzle out.
Wow, dude. That is fantastic.
So there's 2 times you want to try out. It's the 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then 19 hours before that.
19 hours before that, which would be, it would be 2 p.m. is 19 hours before 9 a.m. Okay. Look, Brandon just went over so much stuff that I'm sure, I've been recording for 25 minutes. I'm sure that I'm not gonna be able to squeeze this all into the video. If you wanna talk to Brandon, the dude just blew my mind 3 different times. If you wanna talk to him, hit the link in the description, check out his consulting prices. He's also got a coupon code for you, which is extremely graceful, dude. Yeah, Brandon, thank you so much, man.
Thanks so much for having me. Make sure to check out that coupon code. It's good until the end of February. It gives you $100 off. And of course, the coupon code is #NoSmallCreator.
Boom, no small creator, yes. Karate kicked that coupon code, that's rad. Thanks, man. Brandon and I have just been chatting, after I turned off the camera. I was like, how many subscribers were you at when we met in Los Angeles? He's like, I think it was 11,000. Dude's at 36,000 right now, complete organic growth. Dude, crushing it. Of course, the caveat whenever you're talking about algorithm stuff is that it can change literally any second, and it does change all the time. So, take all of this stuff with a grain of salt, but the idea is you can think about this stuff in a much more human way than you'd realize. And some of those tips about 19 hours, about the algorithm making bets on your stuff, just knowing that is so helpful for me. So yeah, just keep going. Keep going is thing number 1. Thing number 2, let's get this thing.